coverage tonight begins with legal matters. The Kano State High Court has issued a restraining order against Emir of Kano, Aminu Ado-Bayero, and 4 other emirs from Rano, Gaya, Bichi, and Karaye, preventing them from parading as emirs. Delivering the judgment on Monday, Justice Amina Adamu-Aliyu further restrained the 15th Emir of Kano and 4 other dethroned emirs, servants, privies, and any other persons appointed by them. The case was filed by the Attorney General of Kano State, the Speaker, and the Kano State House of Assembly, represented by Counsel Ibrahim Issa Wangida on May 27. Justice Adamu-Aliyu affirmed the legislative powers of the Kano State House of Assembly and the authority of the state governor to assent to bills. The court ordered the emirs to surrender all properties of the Kano State Emirate Council to the state government and criticized the conduct of the police and security agencies involved. To discuss this, we're joined by Abdullateef Abubakar. He is the editor-in-chief of Solacebase online newspaper. He joins us from Kano, Nigeria. It's good to have you on the news. How will this court ruling affect the legacy and maybe status of Aminu Ado-Bayero and the other deposed emir and their place in history, legally speaking?
Thank you very much, and thank you for having me. You see, it's one keeps too many, because what happened this afternoon, we're so surprised even as journalists, because the case was initially slated for July 18th, not even today, because at the last adjourned date, what the judge said was they were supposed to be in court on 18th of July. For issues to be for issues to be addressed, that has to do with several applications. For instance, there is a joinder application that is supposed to be examined. There is an application for the judge herself to recluse herself from the case. There's an originating summon, and there's a motion for setting aside the initial ex parte order. But it was so surprising this afternoon that when the court settled down for the business of the day, it was a judgment that came up, not even all those issues that were discussed all along. I mean, for those applications. And at the same time, the judge did not, during the session, strike out any of those applications as is expected during the course of the sitting. So, vis-a-vis with what happened today, definitely, we all know that the other parties will take the matter to the Court of Appeal, because initially there is even an appeal that is supposed to take place on 17th of this month. So that was why initially, when the judge had the matter adjourned to 18th of July, there's an appeal that's supposed to be taken on 17th of July. So it is initially based on the appeal that will take place on 17th of July that will now lay the foundation for what will have happened on 18th. But that wasn't the case with what we had today. So the first, third, fourth, and fifth defendant, definitely, I mean, from what even the body language of their lawyers in court today said, they are going to discuss with their clients, and there is every likelihood that they will appeal the matter. So we are still back to the status quo.
It's still, there's a part of that question I don't think you've responded to. I'm looking at how it affects, I mean, this ruling itself affects the legacy of Aminu Ado-Bayero and the other deposed emirs. I mean, it is a court ruling, as confusing as it may be.
Exactly. Thank you. Just as you rightly said, the whole issue is confusing with what the court situation is right now. But nevertheless, it doesn't even really affect any legacy, because if you can remember, all along the state governor deposed the 5 emirs and dissolved all the emirates during the reinstatement of Emir Sanusi, Lamine Sanusi. So in that situation, to the governor of the state, Sanusi Lamido Sanusi is the emir that he recognized as of this moment. But before the law, the 5 other emirs are still recognized because the law said everything should be back to status quo. So that is why, as of the time we were speaking right now, there are about 2 matters before the Federal High Courts that has not been dispensed with, still on this same Emirate Tussle. Part of the issues that we're still discussing, the Court of Appeal is supposed to decide on about 2 of them on today's Monday, that will be Thursday. No, sorry, that will be Wednesday, because today is 15th. On 17th of July, there's supposed to be an appeal. So when we look at the issue of the legacy, it doesn't have anything to do with the legacy, so to say, because right now, as we are today, Amina Ado-Bayero is laying claim to be the Emir of Kano, whilst Muhammad Sanusi is laying claim at the same time to be the Emir. So that is why people say that we have 2 emirs in Kano as of this moment.
It's quite messy, some people would say. So in all of this, what's in it for the people of Kano, specifically their relationship with the monarchy and traditional authority? Is this depleting the enthusiasm they have for their traditional authority, or you see them just waiting for the courts to decide for them?
Unfortunately, it has whittled down the respect and the dignity for the seat, because the stool happens to be one of the traditional institutions that is that was highly respected in Nigeria. But it has come to a situation whereby we have the stool being turned around as a result of politicization of their situation, because it boils down to politics that we're witnessing right now. That is the politics of the NNPP and the APC, because systematically it's like an ego issue between the immediate past governor Abdullateef Abubakar Jos and the present administration, Abubakar Yusuf, that is fighting the fight of Rabi Musa Konkoso, so to say, because that is the way it's been looked at, because it's like, so people are even looking at it that, is it not a vendetta sort of? Because if you're talking about even the Emirate being balkanized into 5 during the tenure of the immediate past governor, Abdullateef Abubakar Jos, Sanusi at that time, before he was even deposed, was Emir of 8 local governments. Just like immediately he was removed, Aminu was made the Emir of 8 local government also. Because all along, it was 44 local governments that all the Emirs were supervising, because as before the balkanization of the Emirate,
Abdullateef, I mean, this whole thing for the layman, it does seem a bit complex and confusing, and it takes a lot of persistence to understand it. So I must give you kudos for being able to try and, clarify some of the cases that we still have pending on this matter. I guess we'll probably be coming back to you for updates. Thank you very much for speaking with us.
Thank you very much for having me on.